Hey guys, QuickyBaby here. I've been playing the test realm a bit today. Fantastic to take a look at the new tier 9 heavy tanks. As my last video, I didn't have them in my garage. So here we see the ST-1, which is an IS-4 replacement. It's a turret. In my opinion, it looks quite out of place on the tank. It's very flat at the back, vulnerable. It's very flat at the side, which is vulnerable. Frontally, it's very strong. In very close situations, might have a problem with the hatch up here. We did some rigorous testing, and this place is the old weak point, the driver's hatch on the IS-4 is quite strong. The lower plate can be penned when it's straight on and from a distance by 200mm guns. However, firing at the upper plate, you've got no chance from the front. As soon as you angle this tank, these places are very weak. And as far as testing found, anywhere on the side of the tank was also very weak. It doesn't seem to have the same sort of bouncy nature that the IS-4 did. However, the IS-4 did not have this 122mm, as I mentioned in my last video. Its rate of fire is not as good as it is on the IS-4. However, with excellent pen, great alpha, and good accuracy, while average aim time, this should be something to reckon with. Let's take a look at the IS-8, which I've been playing. We see the body armor is very similar to an IS-7 for all those IS-7 drivers. Here I'm going to quickly compare it to an IS-3. So there's our IS-3 armor. Here's our IS-8 armor. We see that the beak is more pronounced. It's only got 10mm more frontal armor than an IS-3. Some testing showed that the top plate is very bouncy indeed. If you're straight on, these areas here can still be penned quite frequently. And if you're side on, this whole area is a giant weak spot for 200mm plus guns. From the front, the lower plate can be penned reliably with 200mm guns. However, if you're very close, high profile tanks can't actually aim down on this area, and firing down onto these hatches, if you're a little bit away, still makes the tank vulnerable. However, the turret is hard to penetrate here, at least with 200mm guns. However, you can pen the driver's hatch unreliably. If the person's wiggling their turret and moving backwards and forwards, that means it's quite safe from high penetration guns. It doesn't offer very much protection for the side or the rear. You're only going to be bouncing small arms tanks, maybe kind of like tier 6, maybe occasionally tier 7 below if they're firing at a very poor angle. However, this tank gets the same gun, the 122 as I just showed over on the ST-1. My opinion is this tank with its 50km/h speed is bang on for the money. In my opinion, and this is just to match my playstyle, this is going to be my new favourite tier 9 heavy tank. With its great speed, great manoeuvrability, still small chance for bouncing off the front, which is what you need. You need to be able to brush aside those tier 7s and brush aside those tier 6s, which the old T-34 couldn't do, and the new M103 still can't brush aside those low tiers. Straight on, this IS-8 has a good chance for bouncing small arms of 200 pen and below. However, from the side, it's very weak. So this is like an IS-7, this is a front-on tank. I personally think that now that they're introducing such high penetrating guns into the game throughout all the tiers, I mean, what tank now at tier 9, apart from the 75, doesn't have a huge penetrating gun? You've got the M103 with 269, you've now got the IS-8 with 270 and the ST-1 with 270. I mean, armor is going to be much, much less important, in my opinion, in 7.3, and the key is going to be the speed here. So I think the ST-1, fair enough. It's got a great turret. However, the frontal armor could be penned lower plate with 200. I just don't think it's going to be worth sacrificing the speed that you can get on the IS-8 when the ST-1 brings no other benefits, especially when we also consider that the upgraded turret has 400 meters view range on the IS-8 compared to the upgraded turret having 370 on the ST-1, along with much lower turret transverse. I think this is going to be the future of Tier 9 heavy tanks, according to my playstyle. So thank you very much for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate all the great feedback I've had over the last couple of days. So if you've liked this video, please show it by giving it a like at the bottom and add it to your favorites if you want. Check out some of my other gameplay videos and footage, and I'm going to be away for a few days, but subscribe if you want content as soon as I'm back.